surprise start to the day.
最好的。
家里还有个蝙蝠在无限的打精灵的人口，这个我觉得这可能会变。
What is going on? This is super slow. Is this like instant replay? I'm not sure. All right. What is happening here? All right. Now here comes the actual game. Level 2 Tinker. I thought level 5 for a second there, but no, it's only level 2. This is a good position for the Night Elf. Losing the Tinker immediately though, and the stream is lagging like crazy. I don't know if it's the stream or if it's like some kind of weird production value thingy. And this is... what is this? You see this, right? Everything's going into slow motion and stuff. Wait a minute. I'm sorry guys, this is kind of a surprise start, because it was supposed to start at 1 o'clock, so in more than an hour.
造人口没人口造农民啊，还有在金矿里还有一
只能
点
拖金矿了呀。
那拖金矿的这个是有点太伤心了。
This stuttering and stuff is really obnoxious. God damn it. Do you doesn't always work that well for me. Alright, I guess we're gonna stick with the game with incredibly bad visual glitches. Okay, so this is, by the way, the second day, the second part of the semi-finals. The first part has been played yesterday, where Remind came out victorious against, I forget right now, and 120 won against Moon. And now we are in the state that the Orc, that FoCuS, has its expansion and has been able to keep it alive. And the Night Elf is doing Night Elf things and walking his main tree over, down to only 42 supply. And on the Orc side, this looks like a lot more. Yeah, 75. So much more, in fact, he might be feeling comfortable to fight in the Night Elf's main. Lots of spikes and backtracking. After this game, I'm gonna try to restart everything and hopefully get a stable stream. Alright, and this is just too much to deal with. The shockwave is coming in. How much is it gonna hit? Oof, quite a lot. Nicely moving the talons away so that not everything gets hit, but still the damage has been done, and the Orc is just rolling over the Night Elf at this point. This is critical mass. This is just too much health for the Night Elf to deal with, regardless of Moonwells or not. Demon Hunter going down, and as we know, that's always gonna be curtains. We see no GG, but we see the faces, and we know that that means that this game is over. Alright. This is the official page. Maybe this one's gonna be more stable. There we see him, FoCuS and Hihi. Hihi just losing the first game. He's looking pretty intense, pretty stressed. His back is not entirely against the wall, because there is a lower bracket, so even if he loses this, he is gonna be able to continue. FoCuS looking chipper as ever. Neo and myself, we met him in China for WCA. He's a really cool dude. Loliot and FoCuS were I think the guys we actually did the most with, even though HLA and Yaws were there, I think we really did most with FoCuS and Lolite. Especially Lolite, for some reason, is a fan of ours, which is really cool. And I need to change some stuff. So yeah, we have a break after game 1 right now. FoCuS, look at him, smiling, happy. Oh shit, I'm dropping frames like crazy. I need to change some settings. Where is it? No, there it is. Let's go to 3000. See what that's like. I mean, I have an upload of... That should be more than sufficient. Alright, we're gonna keep an eye on that. I'm gonna try to get the stream more stable. I'm sorry for kind of the hiccups here early on. I was surprised that they suddenly started. Because the games were supposed to be happening later. What's the other game again? Infi versus Fly. Oh, that's gonna be really cool. Okay. So, here we see the casters right now. To the left we have 4Dream, who was actually the head admin for WCA last December. WCA, which Fly was of course able to win, as you guys probably know, and the German Jaws, the surprise not only of the tournament, but the surprise of recent Warcraft history. More than just recent, like for a long time, this has been the biggest upset. Took second place, and in typical Jaws fashion, went partying the day before the grand final. And that was a bit of a disappointment to many, but still, the run he had, absolutely amazing. I never want to take anything away from this man, because no matter what happens in the grand final, just getting to the grand final in China, in Warcraft 3 as a European, and he's basically been inactive for the longest time, it's just incredible. So yeah, Jaws, I'm still so amazed by his run. He's not here though, he's not in this tournament, the Golden Championship. This is the NetEase Ladder Championship, as some people are calling it, because people qualified by playing the NetEase Ladder, a new client with a new ladder in it, where you can play Warcraft on Chinese servers. And the top 16 players were invited to the offline finals. And that's what the numbers next to the names mean. So Shishi number 16 means he was 16th in the ladder contest, and FoCuS placed 14th. So pretty much the bottom of the participants in terms of ladder placement in the end. But now they are in the Winnerbracket final. Quarterfinal, excuse me. So they did make it out of group stages, which one may not have anticipated, judging from their rankings in ladder. But of course, ladder is only ladder. For example, 120 has for a long time had by far the best ladder stats. But 120 at WCA was honestly a bit of a disappointment. And many people say it's impossible for him to win because he is undead. So ladder is still only ladder. What really counts are these offline games. And FoCuS is up 1-0 currently. Amazonia will be the second map. But he's been looking very strong. We saw the first game in kind of a glitchy way. The stream wasn't working too well. But now it seems to be fairly fine. The quality is not really HD, but I can't do anything about this. But it's running smoothly. So That's good. I talked to War Chief Rich a bit about FoCuS and his play versus Night Elf, because FoCuS has been playing quite a bit of Jera Cups and stuff, competing with the Europeans on a weekly basis. And we talked about, like, I felt FoCuS is so good at controlling his raiders and manually focusing the talents, and Chief said, yeah, that's actually really hard to deal with. In Europe, there's basically no orc apart from maybe Cash who can do this, but FoCuS is very good at not only controlling his heroes, you know, Blade Master and TC for Shockwave and also Disenchants, but actually manually controlling the raiders to get close to the talents and then ensnare and focus them. And now the Demon Hunter has been trapped here in the main base. FoCuS set a little bit of a trap, and he absolutely fell for it, but the Grunt might be dying first, so the trap... Oh, nice! He keeps it close with a War Mill. So in the end, it's a TP trade for a Grunt. And of course, a lot of hit points lost. So I guess it's kind of an even trade. But losing the Grunt, I think, actually is quite a big loss for the Orc as well. Especially considering that the Blade Master is level 1 right now, and not having that Grunt makes creeping a lot more difficult. And I think FoCuS likes to be very aggressive with the TC early before Night Elf tier 3. And of course, having that one Grunt missing is also pretty hurtful for that strategy. And it seems like right now the Orc does not want to keep creeping anymore. He's following the Demon around. Oh, nice detonate. Not too slow on the trigger. And now the Archer is certainly gonna fall, actually dodging the Ensnare with Shadow Melt. Pretty cool little thing here, but not gonna save her, thanks to the dust that the Orc player of course had. And now there's a Grunt here, so getting the Berserker should be fairly easy. That would be level 2 for the Blade Master and Slippers of Agility, if he's lucky. But now there's tier 2 of course, which means the Orc doesn't really have time to be creeping right now, because he knows the Night Elf will be coming for building cancellation. But he only has one single Grunt. He's using that Grunt to block the entrance. Level 2 right now for the Blade. He's on defense currently, but Shishi immediately attacking, of course. Is going for the creeping himself, and again focuses Blade Master control. It's just so good. Whew! He almost got surrounded there next to the little troll hut. It was kind of a difficult last hit to take. Maybe Shishi was even trying to set up a trap right there. But FoCuS, he's so good with the awareness, knowing where his opponent is, and of course exploiting that as best he can with his own Blade Master positioning. There's not really much he can do with the Grunts right now because he only has one. Doesn't add too much to his strength. But there's a TC right now. And yeah, here we see the one single Grunt, so neither creeping nor aggression is gonna be very easy for the Orc. So yeah, FoCuS tagged really quickly, but because of it, now only having one Grunt is a little bit problematic for the Orc player. The one borrow tech, which some Night Elves try to exploit with the Demon Hunter, running into the main, staffing out and stuff, or letting it die. And that's actually what we saw happen. Where, again, that Grunt was lost. We now have a Raider and a Walker, I believe. So this increases the Orc's strength significantly. Is he gonna try to assert dominance on the map and creep his opponent's camps, or is he maybe even gonna try to run into the main to do some structural damage? For now he's gonna try to find a few more creep camps to take. I wonder where the Walker is. Oh, lag. Alright. He has the first Ensnare. He wants to get the Talon, but the Talon is too far away. He's going for the Demon Hunter. Can he surround him? Nope, not really. Only 4 units there and a Quill Beast to block as well. Here is finally the Walker. Tier 3 not yet completed. Just now it completed. So that's another almost 2 minutes until the master training is finished for the talents. I think it is almost 2 minutes. Isn't it like 110 seconds? That sounds very long though. I guess it's a little bit shorter. Maybe 90 seconds. But it feels very long, definitely. Alright. FoCuS. He hasn't reached very high level heroes yet, and apart from that one TP that he is forced from the Demon Hunter, he hasn't done any damage at all to the Night Elf. No units have been killed, no heroes have been killed, no items have been forced. Other, of course, than that one TP. So Shishi is rolling fairly comfortably into the mid to late game here. And FoCuS, he's the one who is being forced to make decisions right now. Creeping or attacking. Of course, all the Night Elf can do is sit in his base until Master finishes. We all know this. So there's not that much decision making to be had for the Elf. And FoCuS, he is creeping. He continues to creep. He's still not level 2 on his TC. Still not level 3 on the Blade Master. And the 50 supply Night Elf push is approaching fairly rapidly. Even finding some of his own creeps right now. And the Demon Hunter is actually very close to level 3. After this game, by the way, I'm going to try to see if I can get the stream to be working in higher resolution, because right now it's fairly pixelated. $49 supply already for the Orc. And Shishi is staying defensive until he finally has that magical 50 supply. But I can't help but feel that FoCuS is wasting time here. He's standing in the middle, he's not really creeping. I feel like he could easily be creeping his natural and maybe even the mercenary camp down to the bottom right, giving his TC level 3 before the first real fight breaks out. He even has peons already. And we see 8 talents for Shishi. He would love to get level 3 Demon Hunter before the first engagement, but he doesn't really feel safe going out on the map. Sentry Ward, by the way, from the Orc, seeing the Night Elf movement perfectly. Yep, right there is a Sentry Ward. If you can see that little tiny red blip on the minimap, it's kind of hard to see with this resolution, but it is there. TC now very, very, very close to level 3. Also finding the Wand of Illusion. Very nice item. Use it on your raiders, and a lot of focus fire will be wasted by the Night Elf army. Unless, of course, the Night Elf is a god among men and knows exactly what the illusions are and what aren't. But usually that's impossible to do in a chaotic fight. And FoCuS just inches away from level 3. There, by the way, we see the Observer Ward, or Sentry Ward rather. And finally hits level 3. He doesn't want to let the Night Elf creep that natural. And this game has been very, very careful and methodical. Not too much aggression from either side. But now the Night Elf is being given this creep camp. Oh, but the Blade Master immediately going for the Demon Hunter. He has to use the healing potion. The invul comes out from the Blade. Does he get the item? Who gets the item? Click it. One of mana stealing on the Beast Master, but the Demon Hunter is out of the fight, and the Night Elf is backed against the wall. There's no mana burn here. Where is the TC? He's coming in right now. Shockwave? No! Cyclone coming in just in time to prevent the Shockwave. Here comes the Disenchant Shockwave, but only on one Talon. That wasn't that amazing. Back in again comes the Demon Hunter. Still not level 3, because he was staffed out before all the creeps died. Oh man, the next Shockwave. That one hits very well. But the Demon Hunter came back with a TP. He's using it right now to get out. He also got level 3. He's down to only 40 supply, however. And the Orc still up at... what is that? I think it's 50. I think it's 50, so it's the usual 10 plus supply for the orc that we're used to seeing. But still, FoCuS gets some creeps right now. He finds something plus 6. Oh, it's the Boots of Quel'Thalas, very nice. But this is where the orc can get into trouble. He's still feeling strong because he just won that fight, but everything is low on mana, everything is low on health, and if he doesn't go back home to regenerate with clarities and healing salves, it can be tough for him. By the way, did the Tinker die? I didn't really see. Maybe he did. He sees the Blade Master, he cyclones him, he gets the last hit on the creep, finding the Rune Bracers, which he's gonna sell of course, and he uses the TP again to get out. $65 supply now for the orc. Army's getting bigger and bigger. Night Elf is having a tough time getting rid of the units. I think the Tinker did die, otherwise we would have seen him somewhere. But now he's back, level 1 of course only. Level 4.5 for the Blade Master, almost level 4 for the TC. Having that second point in aura, also very nice, and he's probably gonna find it thanks to the little green camps next to his base. Now, Xixi going very far out on the map, I'm surprised. I think he will have to TP right here, yeah, definitely he can't win that fight. I wonder what he was hoping to accomplish. He loses a TP and 1 Talon for absolutely nothing. So FoCuS is definitely looking way stronger in this game, in this series. Honestly, he has a huge lead at the moment. 17 supply, maybe even 18 supply to be exact. And he's going to get close to level 5 Blade Master. He is going to have the level 4 TC and probably a lot of heal scrolls as well. Triple Bad Rider, by the way. We also saw this on Ancient Isles, where he just had 1 Bad Rider in the Night Elf base, just annoying, just hitting the buildings. And there's no heal scrolls actually on the orc, so fighting is a little bit dangerous. Has 1 heal scroll right now on the second hero, but still 1 is not as much as you would ideally like to have. Now he's trying to pull the opponent out of position, as it looks, with the Bad Riders, and maybe try to secure some more creeping that way. But the Hawk nicely scouting this. But if he goes for the red camp here, maybe that does open up some possibility for the Night Elf to creepjack. But of course, FoCuS, being the player that he is, positions himself smartly to the bottom side so that a flank is not really that possible. And there's the Expo, by the way. Sorry, I didn't see that for a long time. He finds... oh my god. Katka's Pipe of Insight. I think that's the best item he can get here. I think it's even better than the Scourge Bone Chimes, the Vamp Aura, because the walkers have so much mana for the spell, and I think that's more important than a little bit of lifesteal. In any case, if Vamp Aura or the Pipe is better, both are amazing, and FoCuS, having found that one, definitely pretty lucky. 800 gold for the elf, almost 900. He needs to start producing, going to upkeep if he wants to have any chance of winning this. 70 supplies still for the orc. Thanks to the Expo and the scrolls he had to buy, he's not really advancing any further in terms of army size. So the Night Elf has a chance to catch up in supply. But he's moving out with only 53. I wonder where all his money went. 74 right now for the orc. This is the fight to win the game. If he holds the attack on the Expo, there's not really any way that he can lose anymore. Unless he takes incredible amounts of damage and forces the opponent back and so on. Oh! Nicely actually using the mana flare right there, but because the 2 fairy dragons were standing next to each other, 3 Bad Riders do get rid of all of them in the end. And that's more experience for the Night Elf, for the Orc, excuse me. Not for the Night Elf, because technically I guess the Bad Riders denied themselves. And yeah, Blade Master almost level 5. Shishi hoping to creepjack, but oh no, is he wrong? The Orc is in the main, finding 2 Fairy Dragons, but of course Mana Flare makes it difficult for them to be killed. He gets the shop for free and retreats. A little bit of free damage, keeping the Night Elf busy. Getting a little bit more time for his Expo. 57 supply now for Shishi. 3 heal scrolls right now. 3 for the Orc. That is gonna be a lot of hit points to chew through. Bad Rider coming in, and there is no Mana Flare form, so one of the fairies goes down. Here comes the engagement. Shockwave first one hits magically. The one and only heal scroll I do believe had to be used immediately. So come the involve for both first heroes, and again we see the Raider control. He's wrapping around the Talons to the north, as we see right there. And the heroes are doing their work. Tinker level 1 is being almost solo killed by all the Berserkers, by the way. Look at how many Berserkers there are for FoCuS. There's no chance here for Shishi. His Demon Hunter goes down with a critical strike in the fashion that we like to see it. And FoCuS takes this 2-0 pretty damn convincingly. So, alright, how do I get this stream to be looking better? Oh shit. I think I had quite a few dropped frames again, which is not that great. Alright, I'm gonna get the bitrate down, but my upload speed should be good enough actually. I don't know, guys. Alright, let's close all this. What? Yeah, unfortunately this stream doesn't always work that well for me. But I think the quality was very, very lackluster. But if it's not better this time, I think I just have to stick with it. Well, the first game is over. So I guess we can take a look at the bracket. And there we go. So, FoCuS just won 2-0 versus Shishi. And next up it's going to be Infi versus TH. So we have Infi versus Fly, excuse me. So we have a bit of time. And Remind won versus Romantic yesterday. And so did 120 versus Moon.